Right, so we're at the Let Women Speak event in Glasgow. We brought our granddaughter with us.
Have you got a leaflet?
This is the crowd that's here. Obviously there's a counter protest that thinks it's a karaoke. No worries. Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. Mind share the stream. We'll get a wee bit closer to the action in a wee while. We're just covering the crowd now. Hey, I'm going to take a wee wander through the crowd. Are you all right, Zach? There? Right.
You knew what I was doing, didn't you? You knew what that was going in then, didn't you?
Thanks very much, Mayday. Just try and share it amongst friends. I'll try and get a wee bit closer to the action, just so that he's get to hear some of the what's getting said as well. I'm here with the wife and my 4 granddaughter. That's the reason why we're here. We don't agree with the legislation, we don't agree with the Gender Recognition Reform Bill, and we want to get it repealed if it ever does get assent, which we hope it doesn't. We want to keep women's spaces safe, the way it's been for years, that it's been hard fought for. To pander to the whimsy men, it's not on. So the crowd are cheering. The crowd are cheering, which leads me to believe that we're going to have some speakers. You'll hear some of the dogs are barking as well. Let women speak. 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 I'll certainly try and get a wee bit closer to the speakers.
Okay, you lovely friend. Okay. It's the milkshake. Okay. Right, we start with this. All you have to say is tough at the end. Are you ready? This is better than any cabaret karaoke TRA effort. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being a child. Alright, so I want to thank of my black heart. Thank you, Nicola Sturgeon. Right, you can't wait for that camera, that'd be lovely, thank you. Now, we got two cameras, or just one?
It's absolutely packed out at the front, so I'm not going to try and squeeze through. I'll just try and...
It'll never happen, and all of us knew it was already happening, and then along came Adam, double rapist, Graham, who seems all the time, and look at me. So I just want to thank the SNP for waking up Scotland. Who have been campaigning about this for the last 5 years. You're going to take some pictures. Look, we here are here to be present. We're here to be counted. We're here to be heard, and we will be seen. Because over the last decade, our lesbian friends have been talking about this. They've been talking about the erasure of their spaces, and many of us were still fast asleep to the danger of it. And then they came for our spaces, and then they came for our children, and they came for our voices, and now we stand here and we say no! I think we should say it again, and we say no! To my friends, my honourable friends at the opposite end of the square, there are police here to monitor our words, but we will be calling you men. We will be saying that no woman has a penis. We will be saying that no man has a vagina. We will be saying that non-binary is nonsensical. And we will be saying, and we will never be saying, that transitioning children is abuse. Looking around at all of you, it's just remarkable. The reason you're here is because in your own lives, you cannot be heard. In your own lives, you feel like you cannot speak. I talk to women all the time who feel that the state is gaslighting them. It's forcing us into quiet. And we are not going to be quiet anymore. The watershed is finally here. We will not be quiet. We will let women speak. We ask you to obey the law, do not incite violence, but do not cower. If you want to say that you know a man who calls himself a woman or calls himself a trans woman is actually a man, I dare anyone to arrest me on that basis. Actual law, not misogynist creative, but actual law, we will be heard here. Please come up, keep your speeches short. There are many of you. We want as many women as possible to be heard. If you are a peanut haver, please wait till the end. And if the time runs out, oh well. We love you very much. We're really happy that so many of you are here supporting women. We are really delighted. This is an argument against the unreality being presented to us, being forced down our throats. This affects us all, but this is let women speak. And so this is who we're going to centre today. So keep it short, ladies, 3 minutes or less. As many of you as possible will be heard. Just one moment. No preferential treatment. Yeah, so put your hands up. I will next to you.
I know, we can't see her, folks. There's no platform, so she's standing in the same level, and she's not the tallest.
So I'm going to go and sort out my camera, which I've not done that well. So if you would like to speak, put your hands up. Yeah. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Hi everybody. My name's Emily Weir. I'm founder of Gender Critical Autistics. I was diagnosed back in 2002. We are listening to nearly half the time. Why is transition, I think, by the GRR bill. It's not a neutral act. Children are prone to medicalisation. GNRH.
Hello, where are you?
There's no such drug. They're not approved for that. They'll use the now being sterilised and treated as children. But we know that autism is hereditary.
I am at that. After the dinosaur.
So they don't care about medicalisation of medical experimentation. In fact, on Scottish children. US, where the FDA is warning about these problems. Scottish government saying, how much are we able to leave?
There's a wee celebrity, Mr. Menno.
A year and a half?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to get these two out. We would want our stuff back.
You're right.
There we go, we've got a wee celebrity there. Wee celebrity face.
I love how you're in Glasgow, everybody goes, louder! Sorry?
No, I'm free speech. They tried to shut us down, whereas we never try and put transport. Fascists support bosses over the workers. For example, by demanding your boss to sack you if they disagree with what you say on Twitter.
Yeah, that's Mr. Menno. Yep.
Hello.
We're live streaming. You want to say a wee message just to our audience?
Sorry?
We're live streaming. You want to say a wee message to our audience?
Oh, hello audience.
There's quite a few of them.
What did we say?
Just say,
Women won't waste.
yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough.
Gay men and have vaginas.
Thank you.
And this trans stuff is bullshit.
Absolute bullshit. There you go. Wee celebrity, folks.
Called them sex workers, and we still had no apology from the Japanese government. Last year, Kingston Johns admitted 62%.
That was good timing because we can't really hear what's being said with the speaker, to be honest.
If you truly care about trans lives, and not just as a virtue signal, you would join feminists in fighting against the traffickers and the eugenics. And fighting feminists makes medicine. You want to oppose fascism, you. Thank you.
I just want to say to those of you at the back who are finding it difficult to hear, we've done our level best. we hope that even if you can't hear every word, we might recommend that you go on your phones and listen through YouTube or Twitter. But we are doing our best, and what it might mean is that you just soak up the experience of being standing next to somebody who knows that women don't have penises.
There we go. Something like that.
If you could project your voice very loudly straight into the microphone, that'd be amazing. Okay, who's next?
Good afternoon, Glasgow. I'm here today representing WDI, Women's Declaration International. We have over 50 countries in the globe representing our movement. We oppose all forms of discrimination against women and girls that result from replacing sex with gender identity in law, policy and social practice. So if you haven't already done so, please go online and sign the declaration. Can we hold these banners please up at the back? Thank you. Now we've all heard of Adam Graham, the double rapist, who would like us to believe that he is female and to refer to him as Isla Bryson. Well, what I say to that is no and no. This is not a recent phenomenon. I have a list here, printed a few weeks ago, so he never made it into the top list, unfortunately. But there are over 63 convicted offenders on this list. The one thing that they all have in common is they claim to be trans. This has been happening for some time now, but mainstream media have been having some difficulty in reporting such cases for some reason. On the banners behind me, I only had room for 56 images, unfortunately. But I felt it was important to have the visual. In keeping with what Kelly J said, I won't read out the entire list, so I'll break it down for you in order of their crimes. Of the 63, 1 was done for stalking, 1 threatening behaviour, 1 extreme porn. And by extreme porn, porn is not illegal if you're over 18, but extreme porn is things like snuff and bestiality. And in this case, it was exactly that.
Thank you.
1 for exposure, 1 for actual bestiality, 14 for accessing indecent images of children, including rape, 8 for child grooming, 8 for physical assault, 1 for kidnapping, 7 for sexual assault, 3 for attempted rape, 2 for torture, 7 for rape of adults, 20 for fucking paedophilia, 1 for manslaughter, 2 for murder, 6 of whom breached court orders, 2 were sent to female hostels on release, and 7 were sent to women's prison on arrest or after conviction. These 3 reasons why self-ID should be scrapped.
Yeah.
Trying to tailor the rights of women around the needs of trans people. It is not our responsibility to accommodate them in our spaces, because in doing so, we are placing women and children at risk. So the next time you hear this wouldn't happen, remember these bastards. The next time you hear this is an isolated incident, remember these bastards. And the next time Nicola Sturgeon claims our concerns are not valid, remember these bastards. On this subject, I have penned a wee short poem, and wee poem because she told me last night. Kelly gave me the idea for this and it's called It's a Man. With her Brian Blessed voice and her Roger Ramjet jaw, it's safe to share a cell with her, she means no harm at all. Even though she has a cock, beware you don't misgender. Although a rapist in a frock, your space you must surrender. Just because she is a groomer, don't discriminate. Even though she is a pedo, you must validate. Just because her face is rugged, forget the fact a girl she mugged. Even though she is a thug, ignore the fact she shagged a dog. Let's celebrate her stunningness and bravery portrayed. And all we have to do is give her rights away. It does seem strange with few exceptions. Most become trans post-transgressions. Her vaginal protrusion, proudly on display, led me to this conclusion. Allow me, if I may. I cannot play this game no more, I will not validate. I can't pretend I do not know. My space ain't yours to take. A pretend sitting duck. You 40 lying scummy pervs, get yourselves to fuck. So do not slander me. I will not indulge in hate or bigotry. Steal my rights, compel my speech. Try if you can. Your fight is with reality, cause we all know it's a man!
Okay, well I guess we're going to ask somebody to follow that. Lady in that lovely bigoted t-shirts are available from adulthumanfemale.store.
Hello there! I'm very, very nervous. I do apologise. My name's Rachel and I'm a...
Woman.
To agree with the delusion that changing sex is a thing. Feelings are more important than biological facts and the fundamental differences between men and women. That they no longer matter. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be? Not one single man and not one single woman knows how it feels to be the opposite sex, both sexes, or no sex at all. How can we? How can we? How can we? Every single fibre in my body is exclusively female. And isn't that amazing, magical and brilliant? I can speak of many things about this ideology that is wrong. This one is close to my heart. The pain of not being able to conceive or bear a child for a woman is real pain. And we become grief-stricken. The loss of a child, like the loss of a child. When I see those young women and girls being groomed into taking puberty blockers, removing their breasts, my heart breaks. They have hardly experienced living as a woman or giving up the magical part of being female. The very thing those inadequate, insidious men pushing this shite, Scottish thing. They are envious of, jealous of the point that they want to take it all. Our fertility, our children, our language, our privacy and dignity, our protection and our liberty, and our innate instincts when it comes to recognising predatory men. Please, 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 stop with the nonsense, the pandering and the lies. It's destroying a generation of children, infantilizing teenagers and misguided adults, putting women's lives and girls at more risk. And it's weaponizing those men who hate women. If they get what they want, they will want more. If they get what they want, they will take more. And finally, where'd he go? I did this. On Monday, I'm a man. On Tuesday, I'm a woman. On Wednesday, I'm either. On Thursday, I'm neither. Friday, I'm a lady. Saturday, I'm a lord. And on Sunday, I'm just fucking bored.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jean. I was brought up in Aberdeen and now I live in Glasgow. I don't have a script. This is just coming from me because I just decided yesterday and maybe a few minutes ago that I had to speak.
Good on you, Jean.
In 2018, I marched with thousands of women through Edinburgh in support of in celebration of the suffragettes. And little did I think in 2023 I would have to stand in George Square and support women's rights. And I'll tell you this, why am I speaking today? I just got scunnered, that's a good Scottish word. I got scunnered at the lies about this event that we're suddenly, this is a hate thing. I don't hate anybody. I got scunnered at the light of the labelling. It's all bigots and transphobes. And most of all, I got really scunnered of the violence, of the threats of violence. Before it was taken down, because I reported it, there was a post saying that we should be clubbed like baby seals. I reported that to the police and the editor. Shameful, absolutely shameful. And then we had our politicians beaming in front of posters saying decapitate TERFs, and we're supposed to. Anyway, I just thought I need to speak, and I'm a Scottish granny, and a wee poem, a children's poem came into my head yesterday, and I thought this suits this occasion perfectly. I'm not going to sing it because I can't, but I'm going to read it, and I won't be long. and it's you can't shove your granny up a bus. You can't shove your granny up a bus. You can't shove your granny.
Can't shove your granny up a bus.
That's what they're trying to do to me. They're trying to shove me off the bus, the equality bus. I'm not going to be shoved off that bus. I'm not going to be shoved off a bus by folk that are even literally advocating for me to be thrown under the bus. No to extreme gender ideology, and I hope every other granny here agrees with me.
I just want to say, I don't know if it was a coincidence, but there was a very long Twitter thread, or I think it's now a periodical or something, that was put out yesterday or today, and it was criticising the fact that I really celebrate ordinary women, each and every one of us, who has had to become extraordinary in the face of this brand new, in stiletto-heeled oppression. Any one of those, do I say head girls? Any one of those women that criticises this populist movement, whatever that means, I always thought it was good to be popular. But when they criticise this movement, we are ordinary voices. We are Jean from Aberdeen. We are women in our ordinary vocabulary, with our ordinary humour, coming out in this extraordinary event. Because actually you can write whatever the hell you want. It changes nothing. Bringing women together in a genuine, often muddy, grassroots movement, it is what is going to totally destroy this ridiculous, lies and vile, dishonest ideology. So rise up, you ordinary. Rise up, you popular women, with your terrible vocabularies. Not worthy to read 25 million threads in a Twitter thread. Not worthy of it, but worthy of your rights, worthy of your space, and worthy of your voice.
Hello, everybody. Jane from Aberdeen, a star is born. My name is Alison, and I think it's important that you hear from people like me today. I am a Labour politician. There's been far too few of our elected members from any party taking a stand, and I'm here with you today. I've been with you for many years, and I've got something to say. Gender ideology was sold to politicians as progressive and compassionate. Gay people and the safeguarding of children. The culture of self-ID takes away rights of women and clears a path for would-be predators to claim victimhood. So much that women fought for is being claimed from us. Our words, our boundaries, our safe spaces, sport, reputations, and our livelihoods. But before I go on, I'd like
like to thank some of those who have brought us here today. Nicola Sturgeon. That well-known feminist, though possibly not the old-fashioned kind. She's failed at ferries, she's failed at the attainment gap, but she's a champion at dismissing women's concerns as invalid and handing over the sex-based rights of women to any male who wants them. Nicola is a double rapist, a man or a woman. And thanks to Patrick Harvey, the Green MSP, always in the front row of the gender show trials, with a ready line in mantras and reputational smears. Patrick Harvey is a double rapist, a man or a woman. We have gone from trans women are women to a rapist is a rapist. How did we get here?
An individual.
To MSPs in the Scottish Parliament, I say, rapists in women's jails are a wake-up call. Mermaids is a wake-up call.
Yes.
The cast review and closure of Tavistock Gender ID Clinic is a wake-up call. We tried to talk to you about our concerns. You told us no debate. We tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. Are you hearing us now? I am a Labour politician, so here's the politics of it for me. I want women to have the same protection for single-sex spaces so that women and girls are never again raped in prisons, hospital wards or toilets by trans-identifying males. I don't want children damaged for life by medical negligence for being gender non-conforming or gay. So, the gender ideology extremists who have caused so much political division and damage, I say this, the jig is up! Now, I'd like to touch on something because there's a banner here today that I think should not be here. It's at the back. It doesn't represent us. It does not represent what we stand for.
That guy.
We must keep talking about reality. Decent people have been captured by gender ideology, and a lot of young people swept up who have been lied to and think they're fighting the good fight. They think this is their Section 28 moment. It is not. Section 28 was about stigmatising and blocking education and resources for lesbian, gay and bisexual kids. The gender ideology movement creates a sacred caste anyone can claim by self-declaration and whose demands violate consent and age boundaries. We stand with their gay and lesbian and bisexual brothers and sisters against the bigotry in this movement. For bringing this together today. She is an absolute leader in this field. We don't all have to agree politically. I stand with Kelly June, I stand with Tories, SNP, Greens, Labour, non-political. I stand with any reasonable person who does not agree with the violation of our boundaries and the lack of consent for this gender ideology movement. You!
Yeah.
Remind you why we've decided to come out, what we're not allowed to say. I think it's really important that we keep saying these things. No woman has a penis. No man has a vagina. There is no such thing doing stupid things that make no sense to us anymore. All of those people down there, all of those men down there, they want you to be intimidated. They want you to feel afraid. The police have got hate crimes that include everyone except women. In a situation where my 16-year-old daughter is in a space, a female-only space, and a man comes in calling himself a woman and exposes his penis, she could be guilty of a hate crime for saying it's a man's penis. I mean, how is that possible? It's only possible if we are hated. It's only possible because we are ignored. And I would like to say to you, police, thank you for looking after us today. But if you criminalise a single one of us for speaking the truth about what is a man and what is a woman, then you are complicit in the erosion of women's rights. And we will not forgive you if you're just following orders.
Hi, some of you already know who I am, some of you don't, so I'll introduce myself. I am Lady Cult from Twitter. I am one of the 2 women in 2021 who was refused assistance by Rape Crisis Scotland because I refused to accept the word of a man in a dress that he could counsel me just as well as a woman and understand what I was going through. I said no once, and I will say no again. I will continue to say no, as we all should. I will stand here today and I will speak for every single woman being gaslit through their own trauma. I know what happened to me. I know it was done at the hands of a man, and I know why it was done. I will not stand here and be told that any one of these men locked in women's prisons are women, because I know the difference. We all know the difference. What are they? Yeah. Rape Crisis Scotland, at the time, when you Googled them for help, it was a man who cropped up. A man who, by the way, was discussing how rape victims sometimes orgasm. That's who I was expected to go to. Needless to say, I couldn't do that. And I know I'm not the only woman standing here today who has been through what I've been through. I know it's not easy to talk about, but I'm going to say it. Men are not women.
Can I just make a request to you lovely people with cameras? The people experiencing it with their own eyes would like to experience it with their own eyes. So if you're standing in front of other people, can you get down with cameras? Because being here, experiencing it, seeing it, hearing it, smelling it is far more important than any of you videoing it. Especially if you've got a penis. Either squat or be gone. Leslie.
My name's Leslie Farrington. You may know me from Tough Talk. Are you in private audience participation? Right, you're going to follow me and I'll learn you the verse. You're a man, as anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. You're a man, as anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. Right, I'll start the song. No, mate, don't come to me with your talk of self-ID, cause a man can be a woman anyway. No, you haven't always paid in the women's lavatories, so turn around to the gents be on your way. You're a man, and anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. You're a man, and anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. Anymore. No, you know we won't be gaslit anymore. Put your sister's naked on, you can even wear a frock, but you know we won't be gaslit anymore. Don't hold the trick, saying lesbians are dicks, but we know that it is blatantly untrue. If straight women wouldn't mess with your sorry little ass, why would lesbians be interested in you? You're a man, and anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. You're a man, and anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. Anymore. No, you know we won't be gaslit anymore. Rachel Wise, Sunday school, we've seen it all before, but you know we won't be gaslit anymore. You don't have a lady friend, even with your woman's name. Don't hesitate. Just have periods of Roxy and Jean. You can shout with all your might, but it's still a load of shite. You're a man, and anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. You're a man, as anyone can tell, and you know we won't be gaslit anymore. No, you know we won't be gaslit anymore. You can scream, you can shout, you can shake it all about, but you know we won't be gaslit anymore.
That's one of our Town Talk Tuesday heroes. She often brings a song. Right, who's next? You.
Hello there, my name is Miriam. I'm a mum of 3. I have 2 older children in high school, and what I want to say is we keep telling our children that if they don't like their bodies, if they're uncomfortable at puberty, then maybe they were born in the wrong body. Nobody is born in the wrong body. Amen. Nothing to do with sex. They make it sound like something imposed and oppressive to fight against. A thing doctors and patients, parents have done to them to make them unhappy. It creates more unhappiness as it causes friction between reality and newspeak. We are divorced from the evidence of what is there. What someone's sex actually is. Nobody is born in the wrong body. Stop telling my children that! Thank you.
It's absolutely fact here.
Oh, you women of Scotland.
Hi, my name is Joyce and I'm a trans widow. And I promised I would speak here for all the others who are being abused and gaslit into believing their husbands are women and their children having to think their husband is whatever. It is outrageous. I'm a long time trans widow. I've never spoken. And I've watched it get worse and worse and worse. And some of the abuse these women are suffering. And the distance, having to believe and having to say, and my ex-husband is a man. protect my MSP, who is the very one in front of that lovely placard threatening to just behead me. And she did nothing. She just thought I'd be a trans ally. We never get any press. We are never spoken about. Nobody cares.
Well, we've got a bit of silence. I'm halfway down, and it's packed all around about me, which is a great turnout. Oh no, sorry, I'm just talking to the people that are tuning into the stream.
Nothing. I'm here today to speak for women and with women. I brought with me today a cardboard cutout that I took along to Porton Vale. I think it was in October or November. A group of us went to demonstrate against a male sex offender who had been placed in Porton Vale prison. And the reason that I made this, put him down here, we can see how tall he is. And the reason that I made this cutout is because the women of Scotland were sick of seeing pictures of Katie Dalatowski that were sanitised with a cute chat filter that obscured the truth, and the truth is over there on a banner. Looks a wee bit different to the teddy bear ears and the teddy bear nose. And I was perplexed that that image was being widely circulated of that sex offender, because he abused 2 little girls, and that abuse was opportunistic. And as we know, it's more common for abusers to know their victims. He didn't know his victims, he just spotted them in a supermarket and picked them off that way, followed them in, which makes me to obscure that picture of him. Should we not have seen what he actually looked like? Identify him, because he escalated pretty damn quickly. He was arrested for photographing a 12-year-old girl underneath the cubicle in a supermarket toilet. Never happens, except it always bloody happens in Scotland.
And it shouldn't!
So there was escalation between those arrests from a voyeuristic underneath a toilet cubicle to actually hands-on sexual assault 1 month later. Now the voyeuristic episode involved a 12-year-old girl. So this is the height of Katie Dalatowski, 6'5" Look at the size. And this here is the height of the average 12-year-old girl who was in that cubicle when he was trying to get footage of her in a state of undress for his own sexual purposes.
Sicko!
He's pushing a 10-year-old girl into a toilet cubicle and threatening to injure or assault the dad. But that little girl fought back. God love her, look at the size of it compared to him. He also assaulted her mother, I believe. He then spent time in a women's refuge in Scotland, because women's refuges in Scotland are not worth it. They're just not worth it. They let them walk out. Look at the size of him. So he was there for a period of time, and then after his conviction, they've just not been able to manage him. This is an unmanageable sex offender. He spent 11 years, sorry, 11, I should have felt 11 years. He spent 11 weeks in Leeds in a refuge designed for women and children. So I've brought this along so we can have a wee think about the victims, the size of the victims, and the actual size of him. Now, he then punched a male prisoner in the back of the head, and it was off the back of that they seemed to have had the genius idea of sending him to a women's prison, where about 80% of those women have sustained brain injuries as a result of being punched by men. Shame. Men should never be sent to women's prisons.
No. No.
And our first minister stick to that, and our first minister, Nicola Sturgeon, she doesn't need to concern herself with context if she just sends the men to the men's jail. And Sandy Brindley of Rape Crisis Scotland, Sandy, just send the men to the men's prison and you don't need to worry about the men that are also locked in the women's prison and how safe they are. So, shame on you, Sandy Brindley, resign. Rape crisis, you should know better than anybody that rape or the threat of rape is not rehabilitation. These women are not sent to women's prisons to be coercively controlled and psychologically abused by the system that is supposed to rehabilitate them and keep them safe. Before I go, I want to thank J.K. Rowling. Rape crisis to access. So resign, Nicola Sturgeon.
Yes.
Resign, Sandy Brindley, because you should both be here today outraged. I'll say again, I stand with women, I stand for women, and women will not waste.
Brilliant.
I'm just going to remind you, try and keep it short, and then we can get as many voices as possible. So keep it snappy. I know these are massive issues, and it's very difficult to reduce them into small little sound bites because women being raped in women's prisons, children being transitioned, children being gaslit at school, so they can't even speak the truth. Being asked their pronouns. I don't know where you work, if you're asked your pronouns. I talked to a man yesterday, 6'2", about 60, cowboy boots, asking to get his pronouns put in his signature at work. If anyone had met that man and didn't know that he was a man, they would have to be deaf, dumb and blind, and maybe without the power of touch, because he was definitely all man. Anyway, yes.
Hi everybody, I'm Belfast Beatnik on Twitter. And I am so pleased to be in Scotland with my Scottish sisters. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to read a poem for you. First, they came for the lesbians. See cotton stealing, BBC. Women dropped from talks and long lists, doxed in university. Their stories hidden from the public. Only rad femmes knew their names. Their publishers told, oh, way too hot. They were decried, they were defamed. I wasn't listening, for I was not a lesbian. SOS, save our spaces. There's a prism in your eye. Girls and women need their places away from male-born eyes. Then they came for gay men, told they must be a girl, reclaim the word queer, a slur in the ear of so many who suffered a kick, told they should like manly women, let girls into their scene. An awkward predicament for gay men not green. I hadn't heard, for I was not a gay man. Whenever they came for just women, I barely noticed. Just be kind, budge up, love. I thought it was to question or defy. I trusted Stonewall and those under its eye. Then came Best Actress, Singer, Swimmer, Time Woman. I thought, how confusing, how awful, that's queer. Then safeguarding red flags popped up everywhere. They looked bad. I asked questions, tried to speak, was shut down. I opened my eyes. SOS. Now we're telling little children they may not be boys or girls before they've had a hair's breadth chance to grow out their baby curls. Our politicians, prison, police say that self-ID is fine. Does no one see a problem here? Can we not stand and draw a line? I am paying full attention now. Save our spaces. There's a prison in your eye. Girls and women need their places away from male-born eyes. Thank you very much.
Bloody impressive is this? They thought we'd be intimidated. They thought we'd be afraid. Oh, silly boys. Can I just have a big cheer for no woman has a penis? No man has a vagina? Non-binary is nonsense. And transitioning children is abuse.
I'm just a normal, average woman. Don't have speeches or nothing, but I want to tell you what's happened. I'm a survivor of sexual trauma throughout all my childhood, and I've not hidden it. Yeah, and there's many of us, I would say the vast majority of us has got this trauma, and my voice was taken away when I was a child. And Nicola Sturgeon has taken my voice away just now, purely because I'm saying I'm scared of men. I want to go to my space if I'm being triggered when I'm out shopping or when I'm during my day. I want to run to a toilet or run to my sister's and say I need a moment. Nicola Sturgeon has caused such a problem, and she had my support for years and years, and she has lost me completely through that. For example, rape crisis. The girls that spoke about rape crisis is not fit for purpose anymore, and it used to be my saving grace. But I applied to be a volunteer, and we were sitting in the induction, and because I says I want to do this because that was my history 20 years ago, I was told for rape crisis anymore because I told them that that was my experience and I will be triggered again. Even though I work in this field now, but this is what I really want to say. I went for a gynae exam, a vaginal examination because I've got lots of gynae problems in Glasgow, and I says to my female doctor, can I please have a female chaperone to come in with me? And she was walking out the room and the curtain was down. So she told me to take all my bottoms off. So I was lying naked down below, and she pulled the curtain back and she says, you can't say that here anymore. She said, I can ask for female care. I had no bottoms on, I was about to have a vaginal examination, and she says, I can tell you, everyone identifies as a female here, and that they can't say that anymore, and that's in Glasgow. So see, since then, I was about 2.5 years ago, I've been too scared to go back. I've not went back, and what I want to say to Nicola Sturgeon, if she's listening to this, we're not bad people to say we need to feel safe, and it's the most fundamental women's right and children's right.
On behalf of all of us, to that doctor that said that to you, fuck off! If you want an army of women to go with you to your next appointment,
some volunteers.
How dare they? Every woman that goes along with this can kiss my shiny rat's ass! Yes.
Hi, can everyone hear me? Yeah.
My name's Fiona and I want to talk a little bit about female sports. I'm a keen cyclist. I've been racing bikes for over 30 years and my passion is getting more women into cycling. I've ran coaching sessions, confidence building sessions, all these things, and I've recently managed to I've had funding this year to do more sessions to get women confident on racing on the velodrome. Okay. Now, I don't know, some of you have probably heard, in 2018, a man who at that point called himself Rachel McKinnon, now known as Veronica Ivy, won a World Masters title. Now, in cycling, Masters is for those over 30 or 35, depending on the race, okay? This man stood on the podium, he's over 6 foot, with 2 women. Yeah. The next year, 2019, the World Masters Championships were held in Manchester, where he competed again and won another world title. Everybody posting on the Facebook page was posting about how terrible this was. They had to shut down the Facebook page because the organisers couldn't deal with the abuse. We have Leah Thomas, Laurel Hubbard. People say there's so few of them it doesn't really impact, but it does. This is happening all over the country now. I see photographs in Britain of podiums with a fat middle-aged man on the top step and a teenage girl standing beside him. These people are undoing the hard work that people like me are doing to get more women into sport, and this should not be happening. Our sports governing bodies are cowards because they won't stand up to this nonsense. Women, I've spoken to many women. They don't want to compete with men. They want women's only competitions. These men are destroying women's sport and it's wrong. Big thank you to Kelly and everybody involved in putting this on.
If you often come to Speaker's Corner and you've already spoken, I'm going to try and get women that have never spoken before. I hope that's all right with you. Yes.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Just thank you to all the women here and the men that are supporting the women. I've got no idea what I'm going to say. I'm a warrior grandmother, will be in July, and it felt really important that I just speak. I've still got no idea what I'm going to say. However, what I do want to say is about the children, about all of the institutions, the Department of Education, the police, mermaids, the health service, the NHS, who are gaslighting women, that woman who was raped on a ward by a man. Let's just repeat. Only men have penises and only women have vaginas. And I will not lie to satisfy some warped ideology that is actually harming our children. This is who I care about. I care about the adults, but it's our children, all of our children that are going to school, that are big, that girls do not have private spaces in order to deal with their periods. What girl is going to go to a toilet space where they know that boys are going to be there in the next cubicle? No girl is going to do that. And for the government, it is state-sanctioned abuse that women in prison, who are the most vulnerable women in this society, have to put up with having a man in the cell. What kind of lunacy is this that we're doing? Because they have no escape. I can walk out. Yes, absolutely, it is. But we've got the same kind of lunacy in England.
The government, every institution that is operating in society has been captured by that pernicious, evil organisation that is Stonewall, that I actually back in the day supported. I wouldn't give them, as Kelly J says, you can kiss my shiny rat's ass, because I ain't having any of it.
The 2004 Gender Recognition Act is not fit for purpose and it has to be scrapped. There's so many aspects that people talk about that are more relevant than whatever it is was not true. Haven't got anything true. There's no safety in this anymore. For the disabled who have to have help in their home, who have to have intimate care. How many people have been damaged like myself from COVID? And yet there's 850,000 gone to an organisation in Scotland over the last 4 years with no hope in it. To try and convert young children to believe they're in their own bodies. It's an absolute fiction factory that are getting funded to promote this stuff. Vulnerable children on the spectrum, children who might, once they've had a decent, innocent childhood, might find out that their sexuality is their identity. And that takes you into your 20s, not 16. Just one last thing to say. Grab the GRA!
Yes! That was a very quiet speaker there.
Ah dear. Us women in our near 50s and 50s, not so great with the old technology. Are you, Mary? She says she's got a degree in computer science. So sharp, all of you.
Thank
yes.
you everybody that's tuning in, even from Northern California. This is Glasgow.
Hi, my name is Ellie, and I'm a detransitioner. Right now, I just came up here because I saw so many strong women and thought I should put my voice forward too. Go forward bravely and fear nothing.
Whatever you're tuning in for, thank you.
So I was in the trans community from the ages of 12 to 19. I have since detransitioned, and everyone I had ever been friends with, I had ever known, and I had ever thought loved me has left me. I was so sure until suddenly I was not. Then I was, if you look over there, you'll see everyone, they look so confused and so indoctrinated, and truly they are. They have no idea that the second that they question that, they'll be thrown away like rubbish. They are nothing. You can throw them away just as easily as you got them. Those people that are willing to let them cut themselves up to feel whole again, they don't love them. They never will. And by the way, women means adult human female and trans women and men!
wee lull while we get a new speaker on by the looks of it.
Hello. This is my words. This is someone called Vanessa. She lived in Glasgow a while ago. She says hello and she's desperate to come back and help us in our fight. But anyway, I'm just going to read the last part because the rest of it's quite long and there's quite a lot of swearing in it. So I'm just going to read the last bit. We, the women, we want our fucking stuff back. We want our women's prisons, our women's sports, our women's refuges, our women's toilets, our right to the same sex care, our fucking words. And we will not waste for all you jelly-spined, cowardly politicians and hacks and doctors and everybody else who wants to go along with a lie. Especially those who are feebly wringing their hands now because they were too fucking stupid to only realise that adhering to the WAW principles means that they must publicly side with serial rapists. And oops, the optics of that are making them feel a wee bit icky. Don't like the sound of female rage? Find a fucking safe space!
Hello, everybody. You may hear from my voice, I'm English. Please don't hold it against me. My name is Ruth. I'm from Manchester. But my surname is Livingstone, so I'm really from Scotland. I'm a retired doctor. I know what a woman is. I know what a man is. I know that no human being has ever changed sex. So what I cannot understand is that we have a law in the UK that says you can. This is the Gender Recognition Act 2004, which promotes a legal fiction that a man say he's a woman, change his name, hide his past identity, and we are all supposed to accept that. Now in Scotland, you have fought against the Gender Recognition Act, the GRR, but behind that is the GRA. And I think it is time to unite to try and unpick this insidious, lying act. So I urge you all to sign the parliamentary petition, which has a short bit.ly URL, repeal_petition. There's also a QR code for those who are with it. And I have a few leaflets to give out if people want one. See me afterwards. But let's get rid of this iniquitous, lying Act of Parliament. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Glasgow! My name is Lisa and I'm here to speak on behalf of the women in the Scottish prisons being forced to put up with men deluded men in fancy dress. It's called gender ideology because it's just a fucking idea. I was sent to prison because I went to the police and I took 2 pieces of legislation with them and asked them to protect our children against the sex education and against the sex survey and against my son going in as Christopher in school in the morning and then being able to be Christine in the fucking afternoon. Not on, ever, with our children. Leave our kids alone. So I went to the police and to cut a long story short, they put me in court and bail for a week. Where is he? Where's his face? It was on a banner earlier. Kate was in there. And there was also a Brazilian man the size of a brick shit house, and they sent me to the sexual health clinic with that man. And left me in a room alone. I'm 6 stone and I'm 5 foot. He was built like a brick shit house. Hands like shovels and feet like coffins. Now, this man really wants to do fancy dress in a pantomime because he had a massive receding hairline that they tattooed back in for him. Imagine having a receding hairline that is tattooed back in. He's had his eyebrows done, his nose had been chiselled, he got his cheeks done, his lips had been done, and they'd even given him a pair of tits. But they forgot to cut off his penis! So, when this man gets up to go for his appointment and he stands up, his meat and 2 veg nearly hit me in the face. And that's meant to be okay. Women in society, our vulnerable women, are put into prison and they are being put in with men. Now, yesterday I went to see my ex-cellmate to catch up on what has been going on since the gender recognition reform has been passed. And I found out that there's somebody called Michelle Lindsay, who is a man who calls himself Michelle, wears a wig and probably has a bra that he can't fill. He was convicted of murder in 2014 and has just recently been sent to Poland. Now, the reason that he's been sent to Poland is where all of the programmes are done. And he's been sent for rehabilitation, and he's now allowed in the general population, and they're rehabilitating him. The women that I spoke to yesterday are petrified. I was only in for 1 week for contempt because apparently I'm speaking out of turn and I can't apply logic and common sense. But as a man got a penis, is that logic and common sense? A man has a penis, yes? Does a woman have a penis? No! Can our little girls have penises? No! At the end of the day, this is going to go far and wide in women's prisons because these men are being put in there. It's not just court and bail, now it's Pullman, and they're getting put in for rehabilitation programmes. It almost sounds like conversion therapy, but we need to stand up for our women, for our children, and say, women want waste! Thank you, Glasgow. Thank you, Kelly G, for giving us this opportunity. We love you. We will not lose.
You know you have the glasses.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Anna. Sorry, I think somebody's got to. My name is Anna. I was born in Russia, and the reason I'm not in Russia is because I do not like to be told what to think and what to say.
Police moved in there, folks. I don't know if you've seen that. There was something going on in the crowd. I don't know if it was an infiltrator.
Violate and invade another group of people, boundaries and borders. By the nature of my work, my background is in the work on violence against women and prevention and combating of prostitution, sexual exploitation of women and girls, I want to make it very, very clear that the industry of sexual exploitation, the global sex trade, is intimately linked with the global trade in hormones, with the global trade in surgeries, with the global trade of pornography and surrogacy as well. And I will be brief, but I really want to say hello to our friend from the United Nations, Victor Madrigal Barlos, who came and delivered his expert opinion when the women, the rape victims, were not allowed, when were not listened to in the Scottish Parliament and the government. And this man 2 times spoke as if he knows anything about women's rights. This man, who goes around the world and insists that our rights that are in international law, in CEDAW, they are protected. We are protected from being discriminated on the basis of sex, not gender identity. Gender identity is not innate. There is no innate right to gender identity, how the expert claims. But we have the right to be protected from discrimination on the basis of sex. And the document that he co-authored and he promotes around the world, called the Yogyakarta Principles, which Principle 31 asks that all the governments must eliminate all legal records of sex. This person is going around the world saying that little girls born in African countries and in India and in Thailand, they have no right to be recorded on birth certificate as little girls. And when they're being mutilated, they have no right to be statistically recognized as the victims of female genital mutilation. He believes that in countries like India, where women already do not have safe toilets, that now toilets are supposed to be gender neutral. If you're listening to me, Victor, because you wouldn't listen otherwise, you better change your mind very soon, because women from around the world, in Latin America, in India, in Asia, in Africa, and also women in Ukraine and the feminists in Russia are watching you, and we're not letting you off the hook. Quoting the very famous feminist Magdalene Burns, that there is no such thing as a lesbian with a penis. Thank you.
I live for a Russian accent saying the word Victor. Something devilishly attractive about that. Yes, come on.
Hello, everyone. I'm absolutely terrified. I had no intention of speaking. I am disabled, and I'm here to speak on behalf of other disabled people. As you can tell, I'm a tall American. I'm an American, and I came here 20 years ago because I knew Scotland was an amazing, beautiful country. And it was about equality. The equality I saw in this country, it was just blew my mind. And when I came here, I felt so proud to be part of this community, of this beautiful place. And as things have grown and changed, and we've been fed these lies that men can become women, I have become sadly ashamed. What I want to say, and what it's so important to me, I run a small group on Twitter for disabled people. The biggest fear we have is our right to same-sex care being removed. No woman should have to allow a man and a breast to be give us intimate care, we should have the right to say, no, no, I will not let that happen. I am from a country that believes in free speech, and I have lived with that my whole life, that strong belief, and I will never let anybody tell me that I can't say no to a man with a cock and a frock, that I have to accept him, give me bloody intimate care. I say no, no, no.
This is not for small women. Hi, my name's Amanda. I've had a few names on Twitter these days. I was Starmer can suck my cervix. I got banned by stupid Colin Montgomery, so I came back as Monty has a python. Then I got banned again, so I'm now locked up with men. So, yes, I am so happy that Kelly has made this happen in Glasgow. So happy. Obviously, my name says it is what it is on the tin. I was locked up with men, 2 men, and I've actually now looked on Trans Crime UK, and 2 of the men that I was in with are actually very dangerous men, murderers, and committing crimes against women. People know that I've said before, when I was in there, I had to have a contraceptive coil fitted that I've never ever had to do or go through before, for the simple fact that, you know, there was a really high risk that these men could rape me. And that I could be pregnant, and because I was held on remand, I wasn't taken to trial yet, and I was put in with these men, and how